Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time you are watching this live. Is anyone here? And if anyone can hear me, there have been a lot of issues today with my YouTube. I am hoping you guys got my post today and your notifications. Let's see. Let's see. Good evening. Good evening. Let me know if you can hear me and let me know if you are in the chat. I'll do that. Sometimes the distraction. Hey, Dustin. Oh, Dustin, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Nene. Hey, Shayla. What's going on? What's going on? You can hear me perfect. Did you guys get my notifications? Because for some reason, certain things I was posting today, I don't know if you guys saw them or what. Hey, Brenda, what's up, girl? Y'all let me know if you got the notifications. Just to make sure. How's everyone evening going? How's the holiday, preparing for the holidays? How is it going? Because I know that can be stressful. I know I'm stressed out. So I'm sure y'all probably a little stressed as well. But okay, yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're gonna get started. Married to Medicine, season 10, episode 7, The Grapes of Wrath. Now, what did you guys think about this episode? I would give it a solid B. Shayla already like, I'm over it. I would give it a solid B. It wasn't bad. Well, maybe a C. No, a B. I'm gonna say a B because I did like that everything wasn't so drama filled, and I did like the fact that there were times where the girls were truly getting along and enjoying each other's company. So I say I give it a solid B. What do you give it? Shayla, you said you over it. So does that mean it's an F for you? Or do you actually, okay, so Nene says a B. Okay. All right. All right. Brenda, what do you think? Shayla, what are you guys giving it? Dustin, do you watch Married to Medicine? And if you do, let me know what grade you give it. I thought it was a solid episode. I thought it was a C. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I thought you were about to give it an F, girl. That's not that bad. So we have Nene with a B, Shayla with a C. Oh, you over the holidays, girl. So am I. So am I. Girl, so am I. Oh yeah, we about to get into that. We are about to get into that. So with that, back at the dinner. All right. So back at the dinner, Heavenly is pretty much continuing the conversation like, look, you a user, bitch. And, Simone breaks the ice because, of course, they're having their moment. Quad and Heavenly is like, well, F you, well, F you, well, F you, and F you. And so at that point, Simone starts laughing and she was like, you can take the girl out of Atlanta, but you can't take Atlanta out of the girl. And so Simone is like, I think we need to kind of have some type of class because we got this newbie Phaedra here, and we can at least show that we know how to talk to each other respectfully. Child, Phaedra is just as ignorant. So I was just like, yeah, okay, if you really think, if you really think that you are truly disturbing this one over there, that Phaedra over that conversation, girl, bye. So Toya is telling Quad that what she is saying doesn't seem authentic. And I would agree. I don't think, besides the people who are just completely delusional about their teams that they're on, I don't see how anyone can see that Quad was being genuine. Like, Quad needs to be a politician. She will be a great politician. She don't never, like, if someone asks her a question, she don't never really answer it directly. She goes around the bush about everything, and she always plays victim. She may need to go into politics. Yeah, she may need to go into politics because that's all I see in her. So when Toya tells her that, Jackie says, accountability is necessary. And Quad don't know that word accountability. Like, you know what I'm saying? She still denies what she said about Toya and Eugene. So, it's like she doesn't understand that. And Toya tells her. And to me, when people are willing to tell you this is a vulnerable moment for them. She tells her, like, her family went through torture. You know what I mean? And literally, Quad's response is, but what about me? What about what I went through? What about me? This is what I went through. What about me? And I'm just like, Quad, like, and even Heavenly is like, you gotta stop playing victim. And she's forever the victim. She's always been that way. When you really look at it, she's been that way since season 1. She's always playing the victim. And I'm just like, Quad, here's the reality. I think you would have gotten much, much further if you was just honest and been mature and just said, look, my Memphis ass, I ended up losing my mind when I got this attention. I've never had this attention before. I became arrogant. I became a bitch. And I felt like I was above all of y'all. And the more opportunities I got outside of Married to Medicine, the more arrogant I became. And I'm humbly coming back to you because my funds are getting low. Okay? My funds are getting low. And if y'all don't accept me, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as paying my bills. Sound like a good way to be to me. What y'all think? I think if she was just honest and came at them like that, she would get much further. But not Quad. Not Quad. So my question to y'all is, do any of y'all feel bad for Quad? Now, I've had some team people come on my lives before. I've had Team Phaedra come on my videos. Somebody in my chat right now is Team Heavenly, but I don't think I've had a Team Quad come into my videos yet. Do y'all feel bad for her? Because I don't feel bad for her for numerous reasons. Besides the fact that she can't humble herself and say when she's wrong, but also, why do people tend to forget that she did the exact same thing to Mariah? And they ganged up on Mariah, and Mariah literally created the show. If it wasn't for Mariah, none of these girls would be on the show. So I don't feel bad for her. And I'm trying to figure out why people feel bad for her. So for those who actually want to either come in the chat and let me know, or they can say it in the comments, be respectful, of course. Let me know why you're Team Quad, besides the fact that you like her, or she pretty, or something crazy like that. Let me know why you're Team Quad, because I'm confused. So my thing is this, though. Do you really think that if Quad had better opportunities right now, she would be coming to these ladies trying to make amends, or she claims she's trying to make amends? Do you think that if Quad would have the opportunity to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta right now, do you think she would care and be talking to any of these women? Because, baby, she had the sister circle, which is not on any level compared to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And soon as she got that sister circle, she flipped on those girls. Flipped on them. Yeah, no, I'm not saying Mariah, she's not innocent, but at the same time, the gang up that they did, and especially with Dr. Heavenly and how Dr. Heavenly was coming at her, but Dr. Heavenly, that to me was more internal trauma that she had, but some of that stuff, it wasn't deserved. But at the same time, I feel like Quad was the lead ringleader in that situation, and now that boomerang has come back to her. So yeah, I don't think that if she had better opportunities, she would be dealing with these women. I just don't. I really don't. So everything she's saying, you know what I'm saying, about these women in her confessional, she's saying the love is fake and the hate is real. She really needs to say that about herself. She really needs to say that about herself. Quad doesn't give me authentic at all. She's never given me authentic now that I think about it. I don't like when people, like a team of people, gang up on one person, but at the same time, she's never been authentic to me. She's just been extra and dramatic. let me see. I've never teamed Quad because of how she's always shaded towards Toya and how they treated. Yeah, yeah. And hey, Tanya. Hey. She was making TV one money and lost her mind. The check couldn't have been that great. Well, I don't think so either. But sometimes people truly allow TV and fame and social media followers to truly alter their minds. Or maybe hell, that's who they were in the first place. And just this attention that they're getting just reveals who they really are. Maybe that's it. Mariah, the rooters are coming. Yeah, the roosters are coming home to roost. Exactly. So Toya pretty much tells Quad, I'm not there with you yet. Like, as far as forgiving you, I'm not there with you yet. And Child Quad says, take your time. Like, even in that response, she don't care. She don't care. She's just like, yeah, take your time. Like, it is what it is. Like, take your time. So at that point, the OGs end up going into the room to talk. And for whatever reason, Phaedra's ass is in the room. And I'm like, why? You're not an OG on this show. Why are you in there? Why do you feel the need to be in there? So literally they're talking about how they thought the night went. They said it didn't go anywhere. And Phaedra's like, I don't think it went anywhere either. She's like, I just don't want to bring the mess to the party. And I'm like, child, you are the mess. You always gonna have mess to the party because you're the mess. And even Dr. Heavenly said, well, hell, you already brought mess to the party with the whole bachelorette party. So at that point, Toya says, I'm about to just call her and I'm going to tell her to come down and we're going to talk. And so after she does that, child, Toya walks back in the room and she's like, it is musty up in here. Did someone fart? And then she starts smelling She starts smelling Phaedra. And she's like, Phaedra, did you fart? And Phaedra's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, that gas may not have came out of her butt, but we get gas coming out of her mouth all the time. So yeah, she did. She always passing gas through that mouth. Because that's all she do is gas. So at that point, Quad comes in. And you can tell Quad feels like it's coming. Like her facial expression when she comes in is almost like, oh, here we go, right? And so at that point, she sits down. And can I just say that I love Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone has that therapist tone, but that F you bitch at the same time in the way that she talks. It is the most fascinating. Like, I want to be like her. I want to be able to be so calm and so direct and still have that F you in the way that I'm approaching stuff. I loved it. Dr. Simone always needs to talk when there needs to be a serious conversation when it comes to amongst the girls and someone needs to get checked. She is the best person to do it. So she pretty much says, look, none of us have an emotional connection with you. We're not feeling this. And so we are casting your ass off the vineyard. You gotta go. Goodbye. And so Quad is like, well, that's disappointing to hear. I thought the resurrection was me showing that I'm ready to, get that bond back with y'all. And baby, production and the doom, doom, doom music and Simone was like, yeah, it was an epic failure. Like what you thought you were about to do or what you thought you did, it didn't work. All right. So, of course, in true Quad fashion, Quad says, well, can you acknowledge that I've been hurt too by people here? And Simone is like, yeah, you've always said that. And you constantly are saying that. And you say it so much that when we finally say something to you, it's still all about you. And even when Simone said that, Quad still doesn't get it. And I'm like, is she really that delusional, or this is just truly, will the real Quad please stand up? I don't know who this woman is. I do know that her melodramatic ass maybe needs to start doing plays. She would be great for plays or soap operas. She would be great, like All My Children, One Life to Live. Are those soap operas still on? She would be great for them. But literally, she just didn't get it at all whatsoever. So Quad in her confessional is like so quick to flip the script. And she was like, do y'all even remember me? And then she acts like she's about to break down and cry. I didn't see no tears though. Hell, I didn't even see no sweat in her eyeballs. I didn't see none of that. But I can see why she may want to cry, because them checks is running low. Them checks is running low. They running low. So I would cry too. I would cry too. But the problem is, if you're not willing to humble yourself, what else is there to say? Because like I've said time and time again, everybody else on this show, well, I would say out of the OGs, everyone else on this show has a license, or they're married to someone who has a license. Y'all can clown Toya all you want, but she's married to a doctor and she has 2 underage kids. So if something happens, she got child support and alimony. You got Dr. Jackie, you got Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone. All of these women are certified doctors, and all of them have husbands who also have careers. What the hell does Quad have? What does Quad have besides her looks that she always want to throw up at people? Because the last time, I think it was last season, when they tried to come for Dr. Heavenly and tell her how she was acting on her lives and stuff, Quad had the audacity to say that she the prettiest bitch up in that room. I can't believe she said that. Like, when she was like, I'm the prettiest bitch up in here. And I'm like, some may not think you the prettiest one up in there. You know what I'm saying? So you better start selling. Exactly. Said beautiful gown. She better start selling that, some of that stuff. You know, she got beautiful skin. Maybe she need to get a skincare line, something. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I literally just wish that Quad could show us a vulnerable side of Quad besides when something happens in her family. I think that is usually the most that we're going to get a vulnerable side from Quad, is when she has a tragedy. And that's not authentic. We still don't know who you are. But again, y'all let me know if y'all feel y'all know who Quad is, because I sure the hell don't. So Quad, the next day, she's eating her food and she's like, like that was a football team attack. And I'm like, the same way y'all did Mariah. And she was like, ugh, they just don't like you, Quad. They just don't like you. Don't you just love when immature people who refuse to see what's wrong with them always just chalk it up that somebody doesn't like them? Like, seriously. You know what I mean? Like, it's, oh, well, they just don't like you. They just don't like you. Then this is one thing I can't stand when it comes to people who claim to be genuine friends. One, she tried to say, I could expect this from Toya, but Heavenly, you my friend. You're only a friend of convenience. You want her to be a friend to you, but you not being a friend to her. Then she wanted to mention how she's had these women's back, and then they do flashbacks of the times she's had their back. I don't like people like that. If you truly a friend, you don't throw up what you have done for people, whether it's emotionally, financially, whatever the case may be. You don't do that. And they've been there for you too. And they've tried to be there for you, even when you've like literally slammed the door in their face. So come on now. Like, let's just be realistic. So Dr. Jackie is getting prepared to talk to the VP of the United States. And I see y'all with the pink background, what y'all did with that. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And so she's talking about, the mortality rate as far as Black women in pregnancy, which I love this. I love this about Dr. Jackie, because she does educate us always when it comes to the mortality rates and just being able to take care of yourself and being your own advocate. So I love this. Now, some people were trying to say this was strictly for the show. Hey, if it gives attention, the attention that it needs for people to be aware of the resources that they have, hell, I'm all for it. Like, it is what it is. So the girls pretty much have a fun day, or they're planning a fun day at the vineyards. They're going to have brunch. And then, y'all, what the hell? What the hell was this faux fur that Phaedra had on? Do you see how everybody else was dressing normal, cute, but casual? And here's freaking Faye with this freaking fur on. Like, Phaedra just reminds me of somebody who has never had anything before, and she always has to show it. And she also gives me vibes that she rents out her clothes, and she has to make sure that everything she rents out is on her, and in, like, she has to show it off. I didn't understand this. You're going to have brunch, you're going to have wine. Why do you need this on your shoulder the entire time? Was it just me? Because I'm like, what is this? What is this? And she always got to show them labels, always, and big old blueprint. It had to say Fendi on it. I was just like, what's the point? She's just so extra. It don't make any sense at all whatsoever. So they end up going to brunch, and without Quad, they actually have a good time. You're damn right. I saw that before. I said, yes, you're damn right. That's exactly the way it's coming off. It's coming off that way. For real. High class streetwalker for real. So they actually have a good time. And then, hold up, Nene, you ready for this? Dr. Heavenly apologizes to Sweet Tea. I almost spit out my tea. She apologizes to Sweet Tea. Now, the question is, does she actually mean it? I don't know. But she does apologize, and she says that she's sorry, okay? And Sweet Tea, being the sweet girl that she is, accepts the apology. Now, you can accept it, but keep your guards up, Sweet Tea, because you know within a blink of an eye, Heavenly will start cussing you out in a heartbeat. But she does apologize to her. And it seems like everybody is truly enjoying themselves. Even with Toya getting upset with Dr. Simone and how she was telling everyone to have the red wine with the meat because, you know, it intensifies the taste of the meat and all of that stuff. And so I love Dr. Simone because I don't care how much money she makes. She like, look, I like what I like. I want what I want. If I like box wine, I like box wine. If I want rosé versus red wine, that's what the hell I want. And that's just what it is. I love the fact that she don't care. You know, her upgrade in life is being able to buy condos for her sons and stuff like that. But as far as wanting to change her palate on what she likes as far as food and stuff is concerned, she don't care. And I respect that about her. So Toya goes to a meeting, and for some reason, she wants to invite Phaedra. Oh, and for those, please hit the like button on your way in, or for those who forgot to hit the like button, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. So Toya goes to her meeting, and she brings Phaedra, and I don't know why, but I guess she claimed because Phaedra is a good businesswoman and she's an attorney. Y'all, seriously, real talk, and I'm not even trying to be shady. Outside of Phaedra doing these reality shows, does Phaedra have any businesses that we know about? And I'm being honest. Does anybody know, like, what her business, like, what businesses does she have? We know the rest of the ladies, but does she have any businesses? I don't know. Like, real talk, I really don't know. So one thing I will say, though, is because I like wine, I would low-key love to try out Toya's wine club. I would love to see what's not gonna last long. Let me see. It ain't gonna last long. What's not gonna last long? Girl, you better crazy eyes Bob for a lawyer. So she discussed with the VP of marketing there all the things that they plan on doing, like Toya tips and, like Toya tasters and things like that, which I thought was pretty cute. At least she is trying. One thing I will say is she is definitely trying her best to have a side hustle. She don't need it, but she's trying her best to have one. And you can't knock her for that. You know what I mean? You definitely can't knock her for that. Her and Eugene do seem solid. So at the end of the day, I don't think she necessarily needs it. And she gets money from the show. So now we have the guys. And the guys was just pretty much recapping what happened with Quad at the Vineyard. But we start to really tap into Alicia and her husband. I don't know what her husband's name is, but he's freaking out that he had to pretty much be with the kids for a couple of days. He has a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old, and he's freaking out because he ain't used to this. And then sidebar, Dr. Jackie's husband, we see yet again, he has no problem going to the all-men events, all-man scenes, but we still have not seen a scene with him and Dr. Jackie outside of the confessional, have we? We're in episode 7. Okay. Yeah, why haven't we seen that? I think we're going to find out. We should find out this season what's going on with that. So moving on from them. So then we have the last scene and the ladies are talking. And what I do love about this scene is how you had Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Simone on one side. And these ladies have been married for at least a decade. Okay. Some of them, I think 20 plus years at this point. Then you had Alicia and you had Sweet Tea on the other side, literally, asking for advice or, being vulnerable about their experiences and how tough it is, at times being married, hell, being in a relationship. And so Dr. Heavenly, again, which I'm like, look, I don't know if I can believe this, but she's like, look, I realize that, my words can, we can do a little too much. And she's like, I recognize that. And Dr. Simone's eyes got big. And then, of course, Phaedra had to shade her in the confessional, but she claims she recognizes it. Now, is she going to do something about it? I don't know, but she mentions it again. So I don't know if she having a change of heart or if she don't realize that she realizing that if she keep doing what she doing, she may be the next one casted off the island. I don't know. But 2 times in this episode, she claims she's trying to recognize her faults. And maybe because when you really think about it, at least the scenes and the episodes and seasons I've seen, Dr. Heavily doesn't really confess to that much either. See, that's one thing I will say. A lot of these women, they may not be as bad as Quad, but some of them do have issues with admitting when they're wrong. So we get to Alicia and we get to learn more about her and her dynamic with her husband. And she said that her husband is from Nigeria and her husband is used to being catered to, like always having helpers, everybody who from cooks to cleaners, to people who mow the lawn. He's never had to pick up a hammer type of guy, but she, coming from a single parent household with her and her mother, she know how to pick up a hammer. She know how to do all of that stuff. And she pretty much would chastise her husband because he couldn't do all of that stuff, or maybe even wouldn't do all of that stuff. She would sit up there and be like, you ain't a man. Like, you ain't a man if you can't do this stuff. And I'm like, hold on. Now, as someone, when I was younger, for some reason, I was big on if he can't change the tires, if he can't do the basic things in the house, like put up a fan, fix the sink or whatever, like to me, that is a part of manhood, being able to be handy around the house. But my thoughts have changed on that because my whole thing is you do have men who just are not good at that stuff and they were never taught that stuff. So at the end of the day, he has the money and the means though to pay for people to do that. And if I got a man that's used to helpers his entire life and he's about paying someone to cook, clean, do the lawn, all of that stuff, I'm here for it, damn it. I'm here for it. I want to be kept, okay? You can pay for all of that. You sure the hell can. And I can sit back and I can watch my kids and I can sit up there and have my career and I don't have to come home and wash dishes and do all of that stuff on top of taking care of my kids and my career. Alicia, what you complaining for? Let that man take care of you. Trust and believe there are too many women out there who would wish they could be in your shoes. Who cares if he can't pick up a hammer? He can pay someone to pick up the hammer. Do y'all agree with me? I'm just saying. So at that point, the girls kind of look at her like, oh damn, like you went there with him. And he was like, oh no, that's not good, girl. Like, why would you say that to him? And Simone is like, so pretty much what you're saying is that you just wish that your words, you wish you could take back those words. That was the whole theme of that dinner that night, is that words hurt. You can't take words back. So you have to be mindful of your words. Okay. That was the whole theme of it. Then they get to this one. Phaedra. And they was like, Toya was like, Phaedra, where your doctor man at? Where your doctor man at? And she was like, oh, we broke up. But I got another doctor. And I'm like, what doctor, Phaedra? What other doctor do you have, Phaedra? Y'all want to know who the Dr. Phaedra talking about? Her hand? Giving herself a helping hand. She ain't got no damn doctor. And I still to this day, I know some of y'all believe she had a doctor from the get-go. She ain't had no damn doctor. She didn't have no doctor. First of all, I don't know that many doctors who would literally deal with Phaedra the way that she got that blonde hair, and nothing wrong with the color, but just the hair, the nails, all of that stuff. She does not come off as doctor, girlfriend, or wife. I'm like, what kind of doctor is he? Child, she looked like a hot girl. You know what I mean? Which makes me wonder, did she ever go through her hot girl phase? Because I'm just like, she truly looks like she a hot girl. Like I said, she worked for Magic City. So with that, the episode goes off. But hold up, let me see what you guys are saying. She has some Dr. Scholl inserts, maybe a Dr. Pepper, but she ain't exactly. I say the doctor is her hand. She giving herself helping hands, and you know what I mean by helping hands. You know what I'm saying? She visited a doctor at her appointment, exactly, because she ain't got no doctor. She ain't dating no doctor. I know in Black Home, the older women would say, fix your man a plate and bring it to him. You know, and honestly, Ruby, how can I put this? I don't mind doing that, but I don't want a husband that expects me to do that on a consistent basis. Does that make sense? Like, I don't mind it, but don't think that that's a part of my wifely duties is to do that. But I don't mind doing it. You know what I'm saying? If he's doing what he's supposed to do and he's holding it down and he's paying all the bills and he's paying for everybody in the house to take care of the house, and I don't have to cook, clean, do any of that stuff, I don't mind doing that. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that can be a part of, your love language. Cooking for him, bringing him his plate, especially if he's a hard worker, They used to call her they sure the hell did, Nene. They sure the hell did. They sure did. They sure did. I totally forgot about that. See, that's what I'm talking about, Nene. They sure did call her the head doctor. I forgot about that. True. Look at Dr. Greg and T. Yeah. She can't handle it though. She seemed overwhelmed. Even though she say she worked from home, she was overwhelmed about cooking and stuff and doing all of that. And I'm like, child, Dr. Heavenly is smart though. She stirs up the ish between the ladies and protects her marriage. Yeah, but you know what though? She keep it up. One day, as much as she try to protect that marriage, people gonna try to keep on attacking her marriage because of the way she come at other people. Mark my words. Now, granted, they seem to have a solid foundation. So, but at the same time, you keep coming for other people's relationships. Somebody eventually gonna try to test and come for yours. Heavenly apology only lasts a hot second for real. Sure, haven't he is always the DR. Yeah, it always claiming he in the DR, but then when they have these all man scenes, he's there. It's weird. Curtis said he can't be bothered with women, business, or his wife. Yeah, it's coming off that way. We're gonna have to find out what's going on. We are gonna have to find out what's going on. It ain't gonna last long. She meant it, but Auntie Heavenly is gonna be her always take the good with the bad. No, I'ma just leave her. I ain't taking the good or the bad. I'ma just leave her. Foo foo fei fei. Phaedra dresses, yes, yes. Kamala. Yeah, that was a nice little scene. They have equal, yeah, you talking about Quad. Yeah, they equally had her back. Quad is so delusional. Quad scares me how delusional she acts. She scares me. But she needs this show. But we see in a preview of the rest of the season, there's a scene with her saying she's back. So I don't know, but she got on Twitter claiming that she only had 2 more episodes, which apparently this episode was her last episode. So I don't know at this point what's going on. Oh, you talking about Quad, self-centered, neglectful auntie and wife. I can go on. Well, you know, Teeth gonna always just look. It is what it is. She did have tragic at her house. Oh, you talking about? Was she the one that she had a fire, right, Ruby? I think she had a fire. Oh, the cookbook. Yeah. Now, from my understanding, Quad can cook, and why don't she utilize those skills? Like, hell, have an actual restaurant and get a restaurant that actually does stuff correctly. Because if y'all heard the stories, I even remember the stories of Atlanta. Like, you're not gonna get the best service most of the time in Atlanta. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, why don't she do that? Like, that don't even make no sense. Phaedra looks like a child. I'm gonna leave that right there. Y'all see that? Allegedly. But the problem is, after Angela Stanton done put her out there, I put nothing past Phaedra. Nothing. Okay. I put nothing past her. Once Angela Stanton came out about all of that stuff, I don't see how anyone like Phaedra, like, yeah. I come through sometimes and I'm staying on topic. You a mess. I'm waiting on her to talk about the Kandi situation. She's never going to talk about that. She's never going to talk about that because, again, lack of accountability. But then also, I don't know if she could Kandi technically sue her if she admitted that she said that? I don't know. And while Kandi clearly has more money than Phaedra probably ever will have, I can see Kandi, because Kandi can be petty boots too. I can see Kandi putting a lawsuit on Phaedra if she admitted that, if that's something legally she can do. Hey, May, what's up? Quad will show out at the reunion. She always show out at the reunion. But I can't feel bad for her because of all of the things that she has done throughout all of the seasons Married to Medicine, the whole situation with Mariah. I know Mariah is somewhere like, yes, I know she is. And still to this day, the one of the reads of all reads is when Phaedra was sitting up there, you a master. I mean, when Quad was like, you a master manipulator. And Mariah was like, I will not come off my chariot and throw tomatoes with you, sweetheart. Baby, I almost lost it. When Mariah said that, I was like, baby, like, we need this girl for the show. Just for even the drama with her and Quad, Mariah and Quad alone, that to me was some of their higher rating seasons. Because truly, both of them and they mouths, that was golden TV. It really was golden TV. Yeah, her niece drowned in her pool. Yeah. So, but the thing is, when she talks about that stuff, there's no denying, at least for me, there's no denying for me that she's feeling real emotions in that. The problem is I don't feel real emotions in anything else. I didn't even feel real emotions when it came to Dr. G. You know what I mean? I didn't. So it's like everything is calculated in stage. She just recently had a interview with Carlos. Carlos is trying to interview everybody at Bravo at this point, child. But I mean, he got those connections, and I think he live in Atlanta. So I guess, hey, make your coin. It is what it is. But even the interview that she just did, he asked her questions and she kept dodging answering them. That's why I was like, she needs to be a politician. He asked her about Mariah and she couldn't give a straight answer. He asked about, do you feel now the way that everyone came at you? Do you feel now that, what Mariah felt? She couldn't even really answer that. So that's why I was just like, what are we getting out of you at this point? Besides makeup, hair, and a couple of little shady moments here and there. What else are we getting from you? Like, there's no vulnerability with her at all. She's just always the victim. If you get a performance at the reunion, you will get to come back. You got a point there, Ruby. You got a point. So she about to give her Tina Turner performance. Tina Turner, like she about to do everything she can. Private dancer, simply the best. She gonna do whatever she can to stay on the show. Because again, she has nothing else going on. Does Quad have any businesses? See, that's another thing too. Toya well, she's doing the wine thing now. Phaedra, I don't think has any businesses, and Quad doesn't. How is it that all of these other women have managed to create other businesses? Because when you really think about it, these other women, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Simone, this show is their side hustle, their side business. Their main business is being a doctor and being a dentist, but their side business is this show. But the problem is when this show becomes your only source of income, that's when it becomes an issue. And Phaedra, to be an attorney, like, child, there's no way in hell I go to school to be an attorney. And we have never really seen her when it comes to law. Like, she has never literally, even outside of the show, we have never really heard her be a part of any major cases or doing any big things. She just seems like that person who just has a law degree. She may have her license, but like, what's the point? What is the point? The Candace tissue cry. Yeah, I didn't see no tears. So yeah, you guys, that was the end of the episode with Married to Medicine. Based on what Dr. Jackie posted about showing the previews for the rest of the season, baby, it looks like it's about to get juicy. It's about to get juicy. I don't know how many more episodes we have, but it seems like we are not done yet. It's a big bye quad. It's a big bye quad. The last thing was Bobby Brown case, Sheree and Bob. Yeah, Bobby Brown case that she did. Whitney was still alive. So that should just tell you how long ago that was. And the Sheree and Bob situation, I'm going to assume that was just for TV and that wasn't real. But that's my opinion. But yeah, Bobby Brown case, I remember that. And Whitney was still alive. So, and I don't even know if she won that case for him or she was just representing him for all the hoopla he used to always get into. We saw her get paid in cash. Yes. And when I saw that, I said, what kind of damn lawyer is this? When you literally have someone on the show and you getting paid in cash, that don't look good. That don't look good. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't want a lawyer who's just, dropping, give me that cash. I'm like, it didn't look good at all. And that's why when Kandi said, no wonder you don't win no cases, I said, tell the truth and shame the devil. Because she don't seem like, she may have a degree, she may have a license, but she damn sure ain't good at that job. She damn sure ain't good at that job. So yeah, you guys. So, I'm kind of waiting to see. Yes, it was her first season, Ruby. It was her first season. Her first season. She was showing that she was an attorney, and it was this guy who literally in the car started like, making it rain in her hand pretty much and counting out the money and gave her cash. Straight up gave her cash. And I was like, okay. Like a lot of the times, like, especially when you're at like the criminal courts or whatever, you'll see attorneys sometimes outside, looking for work. I don't know if they still do that, but sometimes they will represent people on the fly as long as they have payment in hand. Maybe that's the type of lawyer that she's been, but I really haven't seen her take her law degree to another level with her opportunities on these shows. Like, I think she just enjoys this attention more so than taking what she went to school for and be able to maximize off of it on these shows. So, yeah. So with that being said, you guys, what do you guys think before we go? What do you want to see this season? What else are you willing to see this season? Like, what do you want to see go down this season? Because I'm ready for some stuff to fly. First of all, I want to see what's going on with Curtis and Dr. Jackie. There is something going on there. We haven't seen them one time holding hands, being at an event together. They're separate or something. As I want to know what's going on with them. I want to know if Phaedra is going to get exposed as far as these fake doctors are concerned, or hell, for her to get exposed on something. One thing I will say that's TV gold is when Phaedra gets exposed for something and how she just sits there, don't say a damn thing. When I tell you she got aired out at that Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion when Kandi cried, of course, because she sat up there and called her a artist, baby. Phaedra, the first time ever, she didn't have no rehearsed reads. She didn't have nothing. She was just sitting there like a little girl who just got scolded. I want to see more of that. Yeah, I do. I do. I want to see more of that. Yeah, and I clearly, but here's another thing, you guys, and I'll say this before I leave. While I appreciate that the girls are getting along, who is going to be that quad to stir up the ish? Because I don't know if Phaedra's been around long enough to really stir up the drama with the girls, because I don't know if she really knows them like that. So there still has to be some sort of drama. So if Quad's not there, who else is going to be there to give the drama? Now, Dr. Heavenly can somewhat get drama, but she's a loudmouth drama. She's not a calculating chess type of drama. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you got a point there because they always messing with Sweet Tea. So maybe Sweet Tea is going to be the one. Maybe that's the case, Sweet Tea, because, we see her pretty much say F you to someone, which I feel like that's kind of like a made up scene. I think is much more less than what they're showing us. But yeah, I will give you that. She brings the comedy, even though her comedy can be quite annoying and calculating at times after how many years she's been doing it. But for the most part, things that she say will make you chuckle. So that is one thing I can give when it comes to your auntie, Nene, Auntie Heavenly. Yeah, I can definitely give you that. But yeah, so we'll have to see. But with that being said, you guys, I'm going to continue to do lives on Married to Medicine. You guys said you wanted Married to Medicine live, so I'm going to bring the Married to Medicine lives. Let me ask you this. Is 5 p.m., 8 p.m. a good time? Because I figure most of you guys are on the East Coast, so I figure by 8 p.m., everybody done got home, had their libations, had their food, so I'll probably keep it at 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that'll be a good time for me. Okay. Yes. All right. So with that being said, you guys, love you guys so much. As always, thank you for the support and us discussing Ratchet Married to Medicine. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.